even another one that just reminds me similar is like the open gaming license thingy going on with D&D or whatever is just like the main company, like they want money. There's no care for like the people involved. It's like we have an opportunity to make money, so let's lie, deceive, coerce, like just basically mask it as if we're doing the right thing and have all these like things that nobody really cares about to make like just scam them in a way. And it's like but it's so open to the whole community that they all can pick up on it really easily and like immediately get lawyers to look into it, like what's actually going on here. And that's almost the difference between they didn't really market it at all. It's just like, this is a legal contract that we're going to change and make different and like put out there. And then everybody immediately starts picking up on like what the shady thing is that's going on. Where when you have a $200-something billion marketing campaign for something like a narrative around a shot that people have to get for a thing that isn't that bad, then it confuses everybody so much because like that's the power of marketing. And just on every front, every media platform and everything, you have it all follow the same thing. And that is like, it took people so long to stop falling for it and start waking up to like, oh, this is just a big sham. But like the opportunity was there for so many different fields to be like, we can make a ton of money if we do this. So let's have a $200-something billion marketing campaign that you can track every dollar of it. Like, it's all been established and like it's easy to follow if you look at it. And then it's like, oh wow, marketing, this really works. Where it doesn't work when it's just like, one company doing something really shady with an open gaming license. It's like they didn't put billions of dollars. It's a $1 billion company where the whole global pharmacare, all this other stuff is multi-trillion dollar. And like you see that difference in scale and difference in size of community that's involved with it and all this other stuff. And it's like direct parallels of just how if you just make a amorality stance and this is what it's supposed to be and this is what you should all do and etc., and then you market that everywhere, it makes sense that everybody got so wrapped up in watching news for the last 80 years.
Well, and I mean, just thinking about the global versus like community versus thing, and it's when you have that much invested in the making something fake at such a substantial level, it's like that's on a global scale rather than one company or something. Like, even though they have access to the internet and they can do that, it's not really the same sort of globalization of their whatever they're doing, right?
It wasn't really, it doesn't sound like it was a big plan at all, but obviously a global thingy that involves every media outlet and all that, it's been like, it hasn't even been like maybe there's a huge master plan behind it, but it's also just all of these places can benefit so much if everybody's really scared and trying to like get this thing and whatever, and a bunch of institutions will crumble, but a bunch of people will get a lot of money. So it's like, the scale of it is just like astronomically different. But that happens on like tiny levels of like tiny companies that just have a manager that is a dick. So you just scale it up to any degree, and it makes sense that these things happen. It's just people, if like there's no better way of making people do what you want if you're doing things for gain. Like, I want to do something for any kind of gain, whether it's money or anything else, than to make them think that they should do this because that's what everybody else is doing and this is the right thing to do and all this other stuff. There's no better way of making people do that.
There's actually another video I watched recently where it had this. He quoted somebody and said that basically like marketing or something is not, I don't know if it was marketing, but just that the idea of like, it's not really about convincing one person to want to do something, but it's actually convincing that person that everybody else thinks something, right?
Yeah.
And so it's much like, it's going to be a lot easier to convince someone if they think that everyone else is thinking this thing And then I guess.
And then when you put it on something like a news outlet
Yeah.
and make it, and you talk about it as if, like, oh, the riots in the streets, like everybody's worried about this weird specific thing. It's like the rest of the entire city, country is fine, but this tiny little dot that you pointed out, and on the news, of course, they're going to talk about it as if this is the biggest thing that has happened.
Yeah.
And you're not. Nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's just sitting in there on a couch in their living room watching this
I mean,
thing.
it really, like...
Nobody actually cares.